Who was also known as James Stuart, died of lung cancer last month at the age of 79, and President Jacob Zuma is expected to deliver the eulogy. Well, Hermanus Loots, also known as James Stuart, was born on the 19th of July back in 1936 at Tamboekiesvlei in the Eastern Cape. He was recruited into ex-Umkhonto weSizwe's Luthuli detachment in 1961 and trained in Lusaka, Zambia. And according to the ANC, he was also responsible for political education in Alpha in Lusaka, overseeing the library and classification of information and material. Now, during his time in Parliament from 1994 to 1999, Loots was a member of the Joint Standing Committee of Defence. Loots retired from Parliament in 1999 to pursue a career in the private sector, and he leaves his wife, Josephine. Well, let's now cross to our reporter Aldrin Zambia at St. Mungo's United Church in Bryanston, Johannesburg, where he is attending the special funeral service of the struggle stalwart and former ANC Member of Parliament, Hermanus Loots. Aldrin, good morning to you.
Well, Dumela, quite a somber mood here at the funeral service of Hermanus Loots, as we have many guests coming through, and just listening to some of the tributes earlier on. And the common theme, even if you read through his obituary, is that this was a man who was not only devoted to his family, but also devoted to politics. And listening to the priest earlier on speaking about how Mr. Loots would make sure that he tells him that, listen, I won't be able to make it to church services. I'll be attending other issues, and though most of the time that will be political issues. Well, just a quick background on Loots. Loots was ex-Umkhonto weSizwe, military militant who was working with the ANC in exile in Lusaka as well. He was the head of the education forum of the ex-Umkhonto weSizwe. And just reading through the obituary as well is the emphasis around education. He studied at Witwatersrand, where he studied civil engineering, and went all the way to Moscow, where he graduated in rural development. And that's the common theme as well throughout this obituary of Loots, who's also known as James Stuart, and that was the name that he used while he was in exile. And that's basically what we have for you right now. We will be dipping in and out of the funeral services, and hopefully we'll be speaking to some of his friends and family and those who've worked really close with him, especially considering that he was part of the first democratic government. He was in Parliament, one of the first members in Parliament under former President Nelson Mandela. So later on we hope to be speaking to friends and family of Loots as the funeral service continue, and President Jacob Zuma is expected to deliver the eulogy later. It's back to you guys in studio.
One of the famous Hollywood actors.
Thank you so much, Aldrin. Well, that was our reporter Aldrin Zambia coming to us live from St. Mungo's United Church right here in Bryanston, Johannesburg, where the special funeral service of struggle stalwart and former ANC Member of Parliament Hermanus Loots is currently underway.